But when we get back home, I tell people all the time, we get back home, like she talks a lot. And when we get back home, she barely talks to me.
Yes, because I've talked out.
And I tell her,
this is one of our biggest
give me
things.
what you give the world.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Give me what you give the world.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
I am more important than the world.
You are.
I am the second most important person. Am I the second most important person?
Well, you might be like the fourth, but yes.
I don't got it all planned out, but you know, I just watch it all pan out, cause I know that you know, covered in this life until forever.
For everybody tuning in, welcome to the Cool Mom Code podcast. Today, I have someone very special. He is not a mom.
I can act like one, though.
However, he is the other half of all the things that I do. He truly is. Everyone, this is my husband, Rahman. Welcome to the Cool Mom Code podcast. We're flipping it up a little bit today. We're doing something a little bit different.
Where's the round of applause?
The round of applause. I'll give you one. There you go. Should we do a standing ovation for you?
Yes.
No, we can't. We're sitting down.
Oh, okay.
I will say that we're going to flip it up a little bit today.
Okay.
We're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of me interviewing a mom in the tastemaker space who was doing all the things, today I'm interviewing you because I think people want to know a little bit more of a glimpse.
Are you really interviewing me?
Into who we are. I mean, I'm going to ask you questions. You're going to ask me questions. We're going to play around. We're going to do it. But, you know,
you're going to ask me more questions.
More importantly, I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a take between a mom and a dad, between a husband and a wife, between, you know what I mean, us. Mm-hmm. Like, we're best friends. We share a lot of time together. We do a lot of things. So I think it's more important for everyone to kind of just get a vibe of how we interact and really just kind of like the yin and yang. So get comfortable.
I know, I'm trying.
Get comfortable.
Trying to find my placement of seats. My arm should be here.
Stop fidgeting.
Or there. You know, I like to grab my ring a lot and spin it.
I know you do. That's your thing.
So,
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Well, you look cool. You are cool. I want to say to you, should we tell everyone how we met?
Yeah. So we met in New York. I'm going to do this really fast. We met in New York.
Okay, this is the fast story. He's going to tell the fast story right now. If you want to hear the details of how we met and all those things, then you have to head over to YouTube. And if you scroll all the way down to maybe like one of my very first videos, there's literally a how I met video between me and Issa. And we did a whole, 45 minutes?
Yeah, 45.
About how we met. Okay, do the speed version.
So the speed version is, because I like to
Let's see if you could do it in 20 seconds. Go.
20 seconds. So we met in New York. She saw me from across the room. I act like I didn't know her. And then we walked around. I walked around the club, and then I literally saw what I saw. And then I said, oh my God, that's the woman in my dreams. And I talked to her. I told her she was going to be my wife. Walked outside and I called my mom. I said, Mom, I met my wife. 4 years later, we got married.
Okay, that's a speedy version.
Yeah.
I will say that's a speedy version.
And there was a lot of stuff in between that.
Well, there's a lot of life in between that, but nothing crazy. It's not like we had some sort of off and on again, 4-year relationship in between that. No, not at all.
No, we met and we saw each other every day pretty much.
Yeah.
We took trips together. Every job I had, I tried to bring you along with me.
Same. Do you remember in Seattle?
We lived literally a block away from each other.
Yes.
So literally.
That was random.
I took over whoever your roommate at the time.
Yeah,
I don't want to say her name. I can say her name? Okay, yeah. She thought that I was the other roommate, and she did not like the fact that I became the other roommate very quickly.
You did. You were our third roommate very quickly.
Very quickly. So I think she figured out that, I wasn't going anywhere. So she found a way to love me and like me at the same time.
Exactly.
So then when you guys decided to part ways, man, you moved in together, then that was it.
Would you recommend how we got together? Would you mind if our daughters met someone the same way? How we started our romance?
I mind everything my kids do. Just so we're clear. Everything my kids do, I'm going to mind. I want them to do everything better than me.
Okay.
So what I mind.
So how could they have done it better? How could they do it better than how you did it? Or we did it?
Well, I don't think I did it wrong.
Okay, so you don't mind. You don't mind if they have a relationship and then start dating someone 2 weeks after, and then they basically become a third roommate with someone and all those things.
I don't know if I don't know. I think I'm uncomfortable with a lot of stuff when it comes to, especially with girls. I think I'm uncomfortable with a lot of that. With guys, I mean, sounds really bad when I'm thinking about it. With guys, I'm not as uncomfortable. With girls, I just think you have to be more careful.
Why?
Because you have to be a little more cautious with men in the beginning in general.
So guys don't have to be as cautious with girls in the beginning. I disagree with that, because I feel like nowadays, especially too, boys have to be very careful with certain girls in the beginning, or with girls in the beginning, because it's the same kind of situation. You get a bad egg, it could go either way.
Yeah, but okay, are we talking about mentally or physically? See, when I go to stuff, I always think about physically. You know what I mean? Like, how can I physically protect myself? That's how I think about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mentally, yes, anybody can be messed up either way.
Right.
Anybody
right.
as far as like man or woman or, whatever. That's equal footing.
Right.
When it comes to physically, unless you're an MMA fighter, you know what I'm saying? We might have some, issues there. So I just always think about how I can keep, I'm big on safety.
Yeah.
So I always try to keep about how I can keep
your girls safe.
My girls safe. Women around me safe. My mom
physically.
safe. My sister safe. Physically, yes.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a
I
lot
feel like
of
that's
ways.
part of being a man.
Yeah, but there's a lot of ways I feel like, young girls can get into.
But they can protect themselves too, though.
Get into even with like, we have a son. So we have a son too that we have to think about as well as we're like preparing him for the world.
Yeah.
You got to teach him those same lessons.
Yeah. No, I teach him lessons like you have to be super kind and gentle, and like you can't put your hands on girls and stuff like that. Like, he should know that. Like, and if you do, you're gonna have a problem with me type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it starts at home.
1000%. It starts at home. Everything starts at home.
Is that how you feel? It's like, we do feel like that though. We feel like everything starts at home.
Yeah.
We feel like any training or any value system or any foundation, it's always set at home.
School cannot raise your children.
Yes.
You can raise your children. They can help educate your children. You can educate your children. They can, everything is an assist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a union. So that's why it's important to choose schools or, neighborhoods or whatever you choose. Whatever you can do. I mean, if you can't, you can't, but you still got to do your best within that. I mean, when I was growing up, we did our best within what we had, but I had a really good foundation at home. I had really good peers, I had really good brothers, my sisters, I just had my immediate family, outside of my immediate family, my cousins, everybody was really
I just feel like
good people.
One thing that's different between you and I that I know for sure is that I feel like you were always the type of guy where you knew you wanted to be married and have a family. Like, you used to watch The Wedding Story every day after football practice.
Well, no. I watched it before.
Before football practice.
Because it would get me focused. Because see, in sports, it's like love and passion, but then you have to have like this, in football, I play football, you have to have this intensity and, I think anger and drive about you. But you also got to have a love for the game and stuff like that. So the wedding stories will make me like, and I love A Baby Story. I don't know about it.
TLC,
A Baby Story, A Wedding Story on TLC.
Those are your jams.
Jam. So yes, I feel like they would just get me into a different mindset. For me, I like to, like, as you know, I'm like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yes.
So I like to go back and forth. It keeps me on my toes.
Yeah. So you like to feel a little sensitivity before you went and started, like,
I want to feel compassion. Because that in itself, you can't all be one way.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't believe in being one way. I feel like you have to be a little bit of everything.
But I think the difference is that you, like, that was a part of you. Like, growing up, you also were raised in a 2-parent household.
Yep.
So I think you always went into it, and you're from the South. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but I feel like Southern people always like have this like marriage and kids and family is so important.
Down South boys are different.
I feel like I was always so different. I felt like for me, I knew I wanted to get married. Like, it wasn't like off the table for me, but I wasn't like pressed on like getting married and like starting a family. Like, that wasn't like my, like, a number one goal in my world. So I feel like when we met, that was interesting to me because usually it's roles reversed.
Yeah, I think that's all about who you meet though. You know what I mean? Like, I keep hitting this mic.
It's okay.
I think it's all about who you meet. I had really good, I tell you this all the time, I had good peers, and I feel like the girls I dated in high school and college were good people. So I had a good perception of what a relationship should be.
Okay.
You know
so early on, you felt like relationships were always a positive thing.
1000%. Yeah. So for me, I didn't have any like negative connotation around it. And my brother gave me some really good advice. My brother who lives in New York, Ibrahim, he told me, don't ever date a girl seriously that you don't feel like you can marry.
Okay.
Or has some type of qualities within somebody who you will marry.
So everyone you dated was a possible prospect for marriage.
No, not a possible prospect.
We're getting into it. Yes.
Not a possible prospect, but like a
Tell me about it.
Somebody who will have a quality in something that you would see in a wife.
Okay.
And I thought that was really good advice.
I think that's good advice.
Yeah.
But I interpret it differently. But I think that's good advice. I interpret it as anyone you date seriously, you're dating to see if they are marriage material.
Well, you don't know what you want in high school.
No, not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Anybody you meet in high school, you ain't gonna be like, yeah, you can be.
But I mean, not in high school. In high school, it's like puppy love
college,
and all that
maybe.
stuff. But college,
yes. maybe.
Yeah,
but you
college,
still
you're
kind of
starting
like
your life.
on. Yeah, college maybe, but college is still like you still figuring it out. Like I feel like maybe your junior, senior year, or when you right out of college, but not like, yeah, you still figuring it out though. It's too many variables to that.
I think it's a fun fact that I was not ready for kids at any point in our time.
No,
and
I
now
told
we
you.
have 3
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
And Issa was basically the one who I don't want to say he was like the main reason, but he was the driving force behind our timing on each kid.
Yes. Because you're never going to be ready. You did not want to get started at any point.
No.
At any point, you were no.
I still don't think I'm ready.
No. It was just a lot of no's. And I was like, at some point, it's going to have to happen because, I mean, we wanted to have multiple kids.
Yeah.
You were just like, hey, I just don't. You thought it was going to rock the boat too much. And I'm like, I think we're going to figure it out.
It rocked the boat every time. I think what I don't think I realized is that it was going to rock the boat, but I didn't realize that we'd be able to bounce back or figure our way through it. I just felt like it was going to rock the boat and then that was going to be the end of life. We were just going to be like, I was just going to be doing that and it was not going to have, I wasn't going to have any other options.
Yeah.
And so I think it terrified me to the point of sometimes I think that I am the type of person where I get so introspective or I get so terrified that it paralyzes me. And I think that's what it was with like the whole kid thing. Every time.
Yeah, I think with kids, you just like, I mean, listen, I have advice for people all the time. Just don't, you got to feed them.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Give them structure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it.
No, that's not it. But you weren't scared when it was time to like have kids in our 20s?
No. I was scared of more of the process, not of the parenting part.
The process of what?
Like you giving birth or...
You were more scared of like the just being pregnant?
Yeah.
And the labor?
Yeah, because that's the part, like, there's so many factors that go into that. That's the part where you're like, okay...
But that's not even the part that you have to do.
Miscarriages, people have complications, Yeah. There's all these things like, I know, but I'm still a part of it though. You know what I'm saying? Like I still don't want nothing to happen to you or the baby or something like that. So yeah, that's the scary part to me. But once the baby is out,
you were fine.
Yeah, because all you gotta do is feed them and clothe them and
why are you making
watch
them?
Feed
this is
them,
the
watch
most
them.
opposite interview I've ever done because no woman has ever gotten on here and been like,
they do the same thing.
All you have to do is feed them and clothe them. And you're pretty much good. No,
That's
not. It is sleepless nights. It is changing diapers. It is someone attached to your hip.
But when they're sleepless nights, you're feeding them and you're changing their clothes. So it's feed them and change their clothes. Every phase is different. Right now, my oldest one, our oldest one, I say my oldest one. Yeah. Our oldest one, it's a different phase of parenting now. Mm-hmm. We have to talk more. She's going into her tween years and stuff like that. So now we have to be more, it's not like I'm telling you what to do or whatever. It's like, how can we come to an agreement so you can be the best version of yourself? Because in about 6 years, you about to be out.
What has been your favorite part of parenting? Has it been babyhood or is it now where you can like actually have conversations and understand them as people?
All of it. I mean, I like all of it. I mean, you like all of it when you're missing the other part. So my oldest, I wish she was a baby. My youngest, I wish he was a big a teenager or a tween. My middle one, I just wish she was just...
Nyla just living her life, baby. Nyla is like the golden child.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. She's somewhere in between. I don't know, but I'm saying I like all of it. You know what I mean? Like I could do, I don't know. I think you miss what you miss when you miss it.
What do you think is the hardest part for men to like commit? Like, you know how for when we were dating, the first time we met, as he said in his 20-second like spiel, the first time we met, you said I was going to be the woman that you marry.
Yeah.
And then we had a long courtship.
We know instantly.
You do. You feel like men know instantly.
Do
you feel like women know instantly?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on a woman. I mean, maybe. I feel like men do. Men know something about who they are, I guess, with. Mm-hmm. And they could get this vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I think so. I mean,
so what do you think?
But everybody's different, though. That's how I felt.
I know for us, I know that when we were younger and we were just like, going through our courtship or whatever, our biggest thing was that we did not want to get married with debt. Yeah. We were like, listen, we want to get married,
but you
whatever.
Said about commitment, though. Now
yeah, but I think
debt, commitment,
no, but that was what we said outwardly. I think inwardly, there were like hesitations on your part, right? Because I think you knew that it was some sort of finality to it. Like there was like this, once you committed to this relationship, that you weren't necessarily a person who believed in divorce. And so you knew that there was a finality to this moment. And so it took you a good 5 years, right? To finally say, hey, let's get married.
But I don't think
even though you told me on the first night.
Yeah. Okay. So with that end, that's more about being prepared. And then that's more of being just ready when you're ready. Like I can tell you, and I know you like going to be, my wife, I can tell you the first day, but then you have to get to that point. You know what I mean? Like I can see it, but then I still got to figure out if you're weird or not, or if we're not going to work together. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do weird. So I had to figure out that part. And then you also had to figure out the how many commonalities do we have that can carry us on for a lifetime. And then within all that, you're going to work all that out. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have somebody who's going to be able to like be to lean on, somebody who you can trust, and all the other stuff. That will all come. But yeah, I mean, that's why it took me 4 or 5 years. But that's also because I woke up one day and I was like, okay, I know I'm ready.
What were your
You couldn't have told me anything before that. You couldn't have told me 24 hours before that.
What were your like non-negotiables for a marriage?
I don't know. I don't really operate like that with non-negotiables because I
totally disagree. Are you kidding me?
No.
A non-negotiable for you was you had to believe in God.
Yes. Okay.
That was a non-negotiable for you.
Yeah.
I just feel like you would not, like that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah. And if you don't, all the atheists out there do what you do. I mean,
but I'm just saying for you. We're all talking about for personal, for our
yeah.
personal experience and how we want to live our lives or how we want to raise our children. That's it. So personal experience. Everyone is more than capable to do their own thing, for sure. But then you have to find what those non-negotiables are for you and your relationship. Or for your the way of living, but for you it was.
But you can probably tell me this is why we know each other so well. She's going to tell me what my non-negotiable was because when you put me on the spot, she is quick.
I am.
I'm not as quick. I got to go back and think about it, and
Okay, so then let's rephrase this question then. Yeah. Let's rephrase this question. What would be your non-negotiables for your children and their future partners? Like, would you, not that you would have the right to put non-negotiables on them, per se, but if there were 3 things that you were like, hey, Nima, Nyla, Khalik, I want you guys to...
Treat them well.
Okay.
Treat them well is a big thing because I feel like everything else you can figure out. If you treat somebody well and you're committed and you're trustworthy, then you can figure out how to make money together. You could figure out how to get through your problems together. You could figure out, intimacy. You can figure out everything else, but you got to be to trust and they got to be to treat you well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the basis of everything because then everything else is like I said, like raising a baby. Feed them and clothe them.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? People get too heady with, I think people get too heady with goals and not goals. People get too heady with relationships and career stuff and business stuff. I'm like, listen, if you want to do something, you just do it. Just break it down. Get to it and get to it even more.
I've been on camera, and I have also been recorded saying this quite a bit, that I feel like, and I'll say it to your face right now, I feel like marriage is by far the hardest relationship that I will say for a personal, right? Just because I can't speak for everyone, but that I feel like adults, but me, has ever gone through. I think it's harder than mothering, because mothering for me comes as like more of a intuitive kind of thing. Like intuitively, I want to nurture this child. Intuitively, I want to see them grow and be successful. And intuitively, I want to shape them and how I see them in the best light, right? As a daughter, I feel like intuitively, I love my mother. She birthed me. She, you know, like those feelings. Intuitively, I feel like I am a sibling, and I know how to operate in those relationships because we've been doing it all our lives, and I don't know a life without two older brothers, right? But relationship, marriage is by far, I've been quoted saying this, the hardest one for me, because it is the process of having to constantly think and put someone else into every decision that you make. And when you don't, like a lot of times those are when like the gaps or the cracks start to happen.
Very true.
Do you agree with that? Or do you feel like marriage, because a lot of people have sat in this seat. A lot of people have sat in the seat you're in, and they've said, totally disagree. No. I feel like it's something else, blah, blah, blah. Marriage is easy for them. Do you feel like marriage, how do you feel about that?
I agree with you, because, I mean, at the end of the day, and especially you being married to somebody like me, I don't know.
Further. Explain.
I don't know anybody on this planet who could be married to somebody like me. I mean.
Besides me.
Besides you. Okay. Because I am like, literally like, I can be a roller coaster. Like the world does not know this. Only you know this. Yes. I am a roller coaster with emotions when I want to be. I like that about me.
Right.
I don't like to be one-noted.
Right.
She wakes up the same way every day, happy.
Yes.
I won't do that. No. It's not in my DNA.
No.
It's dependent on my mood.
How do you
I know how to go out into the world and operate.
Yeah. How do you
You allow me not to control it sometimes. But that's the person who you are. Everybody else can deal with it. That's why I said there's nobody on the planet who could probably deal with me. I'm a lot, and I know that. I get straight bitch mode sometimes.
I tell him all the time. Yeah, I say, I wish you would. Yeah. I wish you would think that you would find somebody else. I wish you would.
It would not be easy for anyone. I don't care who you think you are. Like, I'm a different kind of cat. But that's what I'm saying. It's about who you meet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure another guy might say that about his wife, or another wife might say that about her husband. I don't know.
I mean, listen,
I'm just telling you for me.
I think also like, the benefit, and we say this all the time too, if we had met now in life, I don't know if you and I would be as connected as we are, or instantly like, you know, in love as we were. I think the benefit is that we met younger and we had time to grow together. Yeah. So a lot of like our bonds were made 15 years ago.
Your brother says that all the time. He'd be like, y'all grew up together.
Correct.
Which we did. We met in a stage in life where we were figuring ourselves out and we were figuring each other out, but then we were so connected, we was doing everything together.
Right. But I think there's a benefit to that, and there's a non-benefit to that. I think the benefit to that is that, you know, we do have those bonds created. It's like we have a foundation that is literally unshakable. We truly do. And I feel like also, you know exactly when I'm slacking on my macking, and I know exactly when you slacking on your macking. Like I know,
because we go hard
we know how to call each other out.
We go hard at each other behind the scenes.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, that's why I be telling people, like, if you ain't married somebody, you got to keep it real, because we go hard. Like when I say we go hard,
but I think it's
go hard.
But I also think, and someone else phrased this a little better than how we're phrasing it right now. Okay. Yeah. Someone said, you know, it's because, as a matter of fact, I was talking to Shilpa from Kuyana just the other day, who I'm also very good friends with. And she said that her husband came into the marriage, and she came into the marriage of, how can I help make you the best person for you?
Oh, I tell you, that's true all the time.
Individual of each other. Like, so cool the best individual of you, how can I help to make you that? And same with me. And I think that's how we operate. Like we operate as like, you know, we go so hard because we're like, yo, you got to be the best out there for you. And we don't hold anything back from that.
No.
Yeah.
I probably hold back. Well, you hold back more.
I hold back more than you hold back.
You hold back more than me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like a nuclear bomb.
You are. You are. It's like an explosion.
Yeah.
Every day.
You're more like a razor blade.
Yes. Yes. What am I? The 1,000 tiny cuts.
Yes. You're
and
1,000 tiny cuts.
You're like a boom. You just come in and blow the whole spot up.
You got to be. But see, but I'm like that with my family. I'm like that with people really close. Like I'm gonna keep it 100 all the time because I just don't. I'm the type of person where I like to lay my head down at night, and I like to know I at least, because there's a lot of things I'm gonna have to answer for. God, it's a lot of things I'm gonna answer for. Like, I don't want to answer for me being weird to people or me being, how can I put this? I'm big on just being truthful. I feel like that's one thing I control. I might not be able to control everything because everybody got their vices, but that's one thing I can do well with. So I just don't want to add to my plate.
Yeah.
That's
no,
it.
I will say you live your life in a very, in a way which you are very thoughtful of the people that you care about. Yeah. And you are you're a very honest person. Like you live your life in a way of like, you do not want to be ever looked at or caught in something that is dishonest or unloyal or anything like that. That is truly how you live your life.
I don't like the feeling it gives me.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't like the feeling. Like, I just don't. It makes me very uncomfortable because then I'll just, as you know, it'll linger with me.
Yeah.
Like, it will literally stay with me for days. And I'm just like thinking about it. I'm like, oh man, I should have did this right. I'm just like, oh, I want to be a good person. I'll get all like, just be good. God, hope God loves me, please. You know how I get.
I just think, I think it's also interesting that out of the two of us, you're the emotional one.
Yes, I am. I'm very emotional. I like to cuddle. I like to think about. I like to hold hands.
You like to talk
Not in
for
public
hours.
though, 'cause she only likes to do it when it's oh my God, let's walk into this party holding hands. And
That's
like,
not true. Don't put me out there like that. That is not true. That is not true. Don't even put me out there like that. Because I do not hold hands with you only in public. Don't even play yourself. It's like when we're taking walks or something like that, I like to hold your hand.
But
in a party, I might not even talk to you.
But when
you
we
better
get
quit.
back home, that's true.
Because I be all over the place talking to everybody.
But when we get back home, I tell people all the time, we get back home, like she talks a lot. And when we get back home, she barely talks to me.
Yes, because I've talked out.
And I tell her,
this is one of our biggest
give me
things.
what you give the world.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Give me what you give the world.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
I am more important than the world.
You are.
I am the second most important person. Am I the second most important person?
Well, you might be like the fourth, but yes.
How am I the fourth?
I mean, there's some kids in there, but you're more important.
I come before the kids.
You do. The marriage, our relationship would not exist without them. That is our philosophy. God,
and then me.
Well, God, then me, then you. But yes,
okay, yeah.
There's some hierarchy there.
So
but
I'm number two.
I hear you.
I'm number two.
I'm glad you brought this up though.
That's what I said when I call you.
This is important to me.
If it ain't God, you answer the phone.
Well, unless I'm busy.
Everybody else.
Unless I'm busy.
Bounce.
Unless I'm busy. But this is the thing that I will say. I'm glad you brought this up because I truly do feel like I exert so much energy into the world on a daily basis. I constantly am talking to people. I am constantly like trying to put my best foot forward at all times. Yep. And I am I am an extrovert. Like I will say in public, I'm an extrovert. At home, I'm an introvert. At home,
like no other.
At home,
like no other.
I can literally not say a word
like no other.
in
and
hours.
I am the extrovert.
And he's the opposite. You are the extrovert at home.
In the house.
At home, he is fun guy. He is wild. He's this. He's high. He's low. He's jumping this. He blah, blah, blah. And he might, whatever it is, like Issa is, whatever he is, nothing is worn like on the inside. It's all on your sleeve at home.
Yeah.
Outside?
Yeah.
In public?
Yeah.
What do you think you are?
I am a person that's trying to walk around and I don't know what I am. I really don't.
I mean, you're not an introvert, but you're definitely not an extrovert.
I got to be comfortable.
Yeah.
It depends on the day. I don't know what I am. Because you can catch me on a good day, you be like, oh my gosh, this dude he's so friendly. He's so friendly. Then you can catch me on a different day and it's like.
It's situational for you.
Yep. It's
very
all situational.
situational.
I mean, you're like my brother. I always say this about you. You are a child of the world.
I mean,
You are a child. God gave you to the world. You are here to be of the world. You are one of these people where you need to be heard in the world. There are people like that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a gift.
Yeah.
'Cause
like I enjoy
we need
people.
those people.
Yeah. I enjoy
you
people, and I enjoy the
Yeah.
connection that I'm able to have
You
with
love
people.
getting to know people.
I do.
I do too, but I think you just love it on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you love getting to know people. You love talking to people. You love hearing people's stories. You like, I think you just
But then I
love
just
life.
get so
You just love
exhausted.
life.
I get so
Yeah.
exhausted. Like I come home and I feel like I'm so beat tired.
Yeah.
Because,
It's because you say I'm your safe space. So you can come home and you can just be like,
I don't feel the need to
Yeah.
have to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we also know each other so well. But I also
Yeah.
feel like I just don't feel like I have to exert that much energy. But one of the biggest arguments we have is when he always says, when I come home,
yeah.
I want the exact same energy that you've given the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's very hard for me to do.
Yeah. But we are learning. I think in a relationship, I think we are learning that. Like we'll have spurts of that. Mm-hmm. But I think I've had conversations with you, and this is the thing, we've had these conversations over and over and over again, over and over. I mean, in marriages, you will have a conversation over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You can't get tired of having the conversation because, it's a lifelong process.
Yeah.
But, and you just be like, man, I know I told you this 50,000 times. So I think you got to get comfortable with having the conversation over and over again, which I think we have gotten comfortable with that. Mm-hmm. But then I think the love part comes in and the commitment to the person comes in because one thing I learned in sports is that if a coach stops talking to you, that means he doesn't care. But if he keeps talking to you, he keeps trying to coach you, that means he cares, whether you're messing up or not. So whether we are making mistakes and we still talking to each other and communicating, that means we care. That's how I see it. So.
Do you feel like communication is one of the biggest factors, like the biggest things that a marriage has to do to survive?
Yes.
Communication.
You have to be overly talkative. You have to communicate about every little thing. As far as me, we talk about everything, but okay, we got to eat. Like I like to be a little more structured than you. Mm-hmm. So I'll be like, okay, kids need to eat this time. You need to eat this time. How can we be better? I'm always constantly trying to think about, okay, how can we make the next day a better day?
Right.
But I communicate that well with you. I mean, you might say I'm an over communicator.
I feel like you communicate a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't think I'm as much of a communicator as you are. You can have a 3-hour conversation. For both of us, though. Yes, but I think you also look for me to talk more. Yeah. And I'm always like, are we done talking yet? I'm always the one can we skip to the 20 minutes before the end and get to that part?
But I'm learning not to care about that as much anymore.
Yeah.
I'm learning not to worry about you talking as much anymore. I'm like, you know what, whatever. Like I'm learning she just wanted me to deal with it. She want to go off and do her thing. She like, let me just let her do her thing. She be like, I don't want to do. I like to do the bottom level work, middle level work, and the top level work. You only want to do top level work, and that's cool.
There you go.
You know what I mean? But I like to get in all of it. So.
You do.
But that's also because I like to do what? I like to control the situation.
Are you that one friend in the group that loves to treat yourself? It's okay. Honestly, we all do it. I know you. You like to get a pedicure and opt for the extra 10-minute foot massage with green tea infused lotion. Refuse to make coffee at home because that fancy coffee shop is right downstairs. Opt for that extra leg room or even a first class seat on the plane because your vacation starts now. Yep, I know you. Well, if you treat yourself to the top options with everything in life, why settle when finding a doctor? It is your health after all. Enter ZocDoc, the place where you can find and book tens of thousands of top-tier doctors, all with verified patient reviews. So don't settle. Go for the best and find the right doctor for you. With ZocDoc, you've got more options than you know. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated, in-network doctors near you and instantly book appointments with them online. Listen, if I ever need to find the right doctor for me, this is what I'd use. Go to ZocDoc.com/coolmom and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/coolmom. ZocDoc.com/coolmom.
Just also a really quick note. If you're loving this content, our podcast with all of our amazing guests, we love sharing their stories. It really is such a joy for us. Then you're going to love thecoolmom.co. Make sure to head over there. It is everything that you can think of lifestyle. So we have fashion, food, we have amazing interviews with a lot of other cool moms as well. So check out all of our Cool Mom Co features, shop our merch, do all the things. Check out thecoolmom.co. I think that's a good thing though, communication. I think that's a really big part of marriage. Is there any other thing where you're thinking like, if you had to say, even in our marriage, what are people would ask, right? How we've been married now, and maybe we haven't even talked about this, but we've been married now for 15, 6, almost 16 years. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. 2009. Almost 16 years. Yeah.
No, 15.
15. Okay, 15 years.
Wow.
We were married for 15 years.
I'm better in math
No,
than
you're
you.
right. We were married. This year will be 15 years. You're right. So we've been married for 15 years, which is wild, especially I think in our careers. Right?
Why in your career?
Well, because I think that people say in the entertainment industry, you know, when you interact with so many more people, it's not like you're going to work with the same person, blah, blah. I don't know.
I
This
think
is just what they say.
show it. I think they need to show more positivity on all sides.
I
in
agree.
all relationships and all careers.
I agree.
I think people just like to sensationalize and stuff like that.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I think also in big cities, though, this is probably a stat, I'm sure somewhere.
I think people look for, me personally, I think people look for clickbait. I think there are a lot of people in good relationships, work it out. I think a lot of people in both good and bad.
So what do you think?
They just don't like to show it a lot. That's all.
What do you think the biggest thing for us? How have we survived 15 years?
I think it really just comes from,
especially in a place of especially going through COVID, where I know we knew a lot of people who ended up getting a divorce after COVID. A lot of relationships fell apart after COVID.
Yeah.
I think we were just used to being around each other. So COVID was like, for us, we were like, oh, this is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But what do you think is it for 15 years? Like, how have we made it last?
I mean, honestly, I think it's just me. Yeah. I'm just playing.
Just so we're clear, he's like 70% telling the truth and 30% playing. Just so everyone knows, he truly believes that this marriage has lasted because of him alone.
No, not just for me alone. Like when I look into my inner, deep, godly self, I think it's just that we know that each other are or whatever about each other, and we trust each other.
We know each other are about each other. What you
English
just say?
or
What you say?
Grammar 101 went out the window because I was thinking at the same time.
What are you saying?
I don't know what I'm saying.
I gotta get this sound bite.
It was something about trust. It was something about trust. I think we just really trust each other.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I think we really just trust each other.
So you feel like trust has allowed us to get to 15 years of marriage.
Yes.
Trust.
Yes.
And the trust has never been broken.
Nope.
So therefore, we've been able to build upon it.
Correct. It's all trust. To me.
Trust.
Yep.
I think that trust
I trust you with the things I say, that you would take them seriously. I trust you that I can come to you with anything. Let's go back to your communication part. I trust that you will take my needs and you would try to make them your needs. I trust that, and I will. I always tell you, tell me what you want. I try to give you what you want. Whatever you need me to.
Issa told me on our wedding day, he gave this beautiful speech, and this was when we were so young, so we didn't record it, no one videotaped it, so we don't have any proof of him saying this, but I have my memories, and anyone who was there.
People have proof.
People have their memories.
Like 50 people were there.
Like have their memories of Issa saying this, and it was such a beautiful speech. Oh gosh, I wish I had it recorded. However, in my mind, I've probably made it up to be like so much more than it really was by this point.
It was exactly what you thought it was.
Exactly that. Yeah. But you said, you know what? I never want you to worry or be stressed. I want you to always put that worry and stress on my shoulders, and I will carry it for you.
That's right.
And I remember thinking, oh yeah, game changer right here. All good. And I think I have done that. I think for the most part, I have done that.
The problem with that is.
There we go. Here we go.
The problem with that is.
Because I get slack on it now. When you told me, to put all your worries on you.
That was an emotional speech. I mean, every word. I just thought that you would do the same for me.
I wouldn't be so literal. I didn't give the speech.
No, I know. I just thought that, again, this is being young. I thought I could handle all that, but I think I'm learning how to handle all that now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm comfortable with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with doing that. I think that's my superpower when it comes to me and you. Like, I'm comfortable handling a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's little, and I mean it. It's that deep down in me. I really do mean it. And I really do. Like, I really do mean it.
Yeah.
But it's
You're
hard.
definitely the rock of the family. So
yeah, it's just hard. That's all. It's just hard. I don't know.
My grandma said something to me, and you know this. Like, she used to always say this to me when I was younger. And she used to always say, in order for a relationship to work, the man has to love you
I don't know
just
if I agree with this, but go ahead.
inch more than you love him.
Yeah.
And I think there is some truth to it. As now I've had
that just
a
hurts my
15-year
feelings
marriage.
when you say it.
No, it's not. It's not.
It don't sound right.
It's not to hurt your feelings.
Okay.
But I think it's this idea that, right, women are naturally nurturers. They're naturally loyal, and like just not all women, but just in terms of like characteristically who I don't know.
I mean, depending on the person,
Or
man,
of time,
man,
right? Like, I don't know. But just this is how I feel. And so because of that, if the man just loves you just an incy, wincy, weensy tiny bit more, then
better be more than an incy, weensy.
well, you know what I mean, though. But just a speck. She used to you do this like a pinch. She used to always use her pinky as a pinch. There's a pinch more, then the relationship will work better, because he will always find her, like, something about her admirable or like in love, and he'll stay in love, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And her, because the natural element of what she felt like a woman's heart was to be there naturally. You can think about it, like, even me, like, I feel like
I love you more.
no, I think we love each other very much.
I love
but
you a
I
lot
think,
more, though.
I think that you were quicker to say it. Yeah. You were the first to say it. You were the one who, like, said even on the first date, you know what I mean? Like, you would be my wife.
It goes
like,
back to trust, though.
It just is all these little things that I feel like you were hitting it harder than what I was. Yeah. And I just think that's interesting.
Well, also because I want you to trust me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want you to trust me. I think some guys can hold true to that. Some women can hold true to that. I mean, again, I always think it depends on the person, because I think it goes both ways. But yeah, I think that's why it's go to trust. Trust is everything, because you can build on trust. You can literally build anything on trust.
What has been the hardest part of our marriage?
Honestly, I would say how emotional I am.
So it's on you.
Yeah.
What has been the hardest part for something I've done in our marriage?
I mean, honestly, you don't really do a lot of things wrong.
But is me just
that's
maybe...
the truth. I can say that in public. You really don't do a lot of things wrong. So it's
I
probably
do little things.
Yeah, you do little things. It'd be like real small. You'd be like...
I do annoying things.
Yeah, you'd be
I'm
like...
annoying.
Yeah. No, you're not annoying. No, you're not annoying. You do little things that are annoying.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You'd be like you change it up when it don't need to be changed up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We talked about
this. I don't do patterns.
The hardest part is my roller coaster pattern.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part of our marriage.
Yeah.
1,000%.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a lot. I get exhausted from it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I get exhausted from it.
It's hard to keep up.
I'm like, whew.
Because you never know what's coming.
No, because it could come in, man.
You keep me on my toes,
it's a curveball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely keep me on my toes. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely me, 1,000%.
All right, so should we fire off some rapid fire questions?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Here we go.
Do I have some for you too?
No.
Oh, you? Oh.
So I have these rapid fire questions. I've not read these before. These have come from our team. So let's see what we have here. Okay, number 1, first impressions of each other.
Oh, you were so fine.
You said you liked my pheromones.
Yes, I feel like I was just
like, what do pheromones smell like?
I'm telling you.
You were like,
no,
I think that
it's
everyone
your voice.
has.
It's the voice, your tone of your voice. It was the tone of your voice. It's the way you look. I was like, but the tone of your voice, I was like, wow, like, it sounds so good.
Does it still sound so good? Does the tone of my voice still sound so good?
It doesn't sound like when we first met, no. It does
doesn't
not
sound as intriguing.
No.
Just side note, y'all, we watched Kelly Rowland's movie last night.
Ooh, wait.
On Netflix.
Well, I mean, when is this episode coming out?
Mea culpa. Mea culpa.
When this episode come out?
And
I mean,
me and Issa were like, wait a minute, this like grown people.
This is
like,
like,
this is they grown up in here.
They had some erotica film.
It was like,
I mean,
y'all acting grown up in here. I don't remember us being this grown.
Very good acting.
Very good. It was
They did great.
They did a great job.
They did a
I
great
feel like
job.
it was just well shot.
Yeah.
It was just and it was great to see Kelly in this like grown woman role doing her thing. I feel like, and I told Issa last night,
That's what you want to call it?
I feel like Kelly is in her I don't give a fuck era.
I mean,
like she is
whatever
in
you
this
wanna call
era
it.
of just like grown womanness and like owning every inch of it.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, but I was like, go Kelly, go.
I just kept looking at her with my mouth wide open. I was like,
what's happening here?
do you see what's
Do
going
you
on?
see what I see?
I was like, it's a lot going on here. But anyway.
All right, so my first impression of you. Okay, so
You answered it too?
you answered it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was for me. Sorry.
No, I'm gonna say it for both of us.
Oh,
Me
sorry.
too. So my first impression of you was, I was like, oh my God, he looks so young. I didn't know how old you were. I was like, oh my God, and you still have a baby face.
No.
So imagine
You do.
15 years ago, or 20 years ago, because we were married 15, been together for 20. 20 years ago, I was like, oh my God, who is this like young boy coming to talk to me? And then we had a great conversation, and rest is history, basically. All right, so number 2, if you could relive one moment from your relationship, what would it be? Relive one moment from your relationship, what would it be?
Oh, I know. But it snowed in New York one time. We lived in New York. It snowed in New York. I love that day because
This was pre-kids.
pre-kids, the city was pretty much shut down. We lived a block away from the movie theater, and we had all these food places around us. We literally stayed in bed the whole day, and then we trucked through the snow, went to go see a movie, came back home. I mean, it was probably one of the best days because I knew nobody was going to bother us at the time.
Yeah.
With like a casting or anywhere to go or anything for a few days. That's the exact moment I go back to as far as like that was like a great
It was the best
relationship day.
It was the best day.
Yeah.
I will say, interesting enough, kind of similar, but not. We were in South Africa. Issa had come to visit me while I was shooting a movie in South Africa.
And I'm afraid of flying.
He's afraid of flying, deathly afraid of flying.
Yeah.
And he flew all this way, which is like a 24-hour flight.
Didn't sleep the whole flight.
And so he came to visit me in South Africa. We were in Cape Town at the time. And I was basically shooting a movie, and it was like a 42-day shoot or something like that. And I was shooting like 39 out of the 42 days. Like it was like I was shooting every single day of the shoot. And we had 2 days in Cape Town. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
We had 2 days in Cape Town. They did not need us, or not need me on set, whatever. And we had Cape Town all to like ourselves to like explore. Those are the days that I would redo. Because I loved it. It was like so fun. We were in South Africa. It was me and you. We were just like, we went to restaurants. It was just like, it was the
fun.
best. I loved the hotel room. Like I'll never forget it. That was like the
room was
best.
bomb.
It was just so much fun.
Yeah.
I would do that one. All right, most adventurous thing you've done as a couple. We don't really do like adventurous things like that. I tried to get him to surf one time. He was like, "No."
No, I tried.
You tried. It was not.
Just hard.
It was not successful.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
What's the most adventurous thing we've done? We've never jumped out of like an airplane or done a hot air balloon
not
or
a thing. I mean, I would do the airplane thing, but you would probably say no.
jump out of an airplane.
I would do that over bungee jumping.
I would
sure.
never.
Yeah,
Never.
I would do that.
Not in a million years. I have kids.
So
I got responsibilities.
I guess we haven't done enough.
What is our most adventurous thing, though?
I don't know.
Are we not an adventurous couple?
I mean, adventure to us be like, oh my God,
We're gonna go take a hike.
yeah. Or, oh my God, are you gonna spend this money on this last minute flight to
exactly.
go somewhere? I mean, that's adventure for us. We're like, yes, we're gonna do it.
That's us taking risks.
Yeah, when we were younger, we're like, we don't really have this money.
Yes, right.
Let's do it. Yes.
Us taking risks, we're like, you call your agency first and tell them that we're out.
Yes.
Yeah, you book out first.
Yeah.
You tell them we're not available first.
Yeah.
Okay. Most unexpected thing you've learned about each other. Most unexpected thing we've learned about each other.
For me, I think is that you have the ability to how can I put this? Change it up, and with me, I'm not saying whatever, with me, and be like a, how can I put this? You have the ability to change it up and be something different with me when you feel like it's not working. What you're not giving me is working. Is that, how do I explain? Is that,
so I have the ability to adapt to what you need? You have the ability to
adapt to what I need. No. Like, you have the ability to, like, if I'm doing something that you don't like, you would change it up, and then you won't, like, take it anymore.
Oh, you mean I have the ability to stop things in its tracks?
Yeah.
Be like, nope, we're not doing that anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you've grown into that, but I'm saying you have the ability to be like.
That took, I've grown into that.
I think that's a big deal with relationships too.
I thought you were going to say my jaw clicking when I eat.
What?
The most unexpected thing you learn about me is that my jaw clicking when I eat.
No.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, I've heard that forever.
Yeah.
No.
You're used to that.
Yes.
I don't know what's the most unexpected thing I've ever learned about you.
Do people understand what I'm saying when I say that?
Yeah. Well, I think that what you're saying is like, I have the most unexpected thing that you've learned about me is that the ability to be able to let you know that this is not working.
Okay, yes.
That this is not working and we have to shift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's something I've had to grow into over time to be able to verbalize it in a way that we both understand.
Yes.
Because once again, communication.
Yeah.
Like learning each other.
Okay.
I think for you, the most unexpected thing that I've learned is you're really good at being self-reflective, like more so than I am. Like, you know your wrongs. And when you know them, you try to autocorrect. Whereas I might still like beat my head a few times up against the wall until I figure it out. You know, like that's my thing.
So that's your most unexpected, that I know how to self-autocorrect.
Yeah, that you know how to self-autocorrect. And I think that's something you've even gotten better at over time.
Yeah.
But that's unexpected for me because that's not how we started our relationship.
Yeah.
You weren't great at autocorrecting, and I don't think I was great at like
stopping
things in
I'm the little
its tracks.
brother, though.
Yeah, well, same.
You get to
I'm the
watch
sister.
people. You be like, I'm not going to do that. So,
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah.
So maybe you have been working on that.
Yeah.
Okay. What about your partner gives you the ick when you put your socks everywhere? Like the other day I found them on the kitchen table and I was like, oh my God, I want to beat him. I want to beat him. There's no ifs, ands, or questions about it. I'm going to beat him.
I mean, nothing for me.
Yes, there's plenty of things. When you put your cold hands on my skin, that irritates the mess. Yeah, sorry. I know. I have so many. I have more.
I don't have anything.
I have more.
Nothing can like.
You hate it when I don't know what's for dinner because you hate thinking about dinner.
That's not an ick. Ick is like, I'm grossed out by that. I don't have anything like that.
Oh, well, great.
I looked online the other day, saw 2 toilets. Remember that thing?
Oh my God, that is
2
horrible.
toilet seat thing.
That was ick
sit
for
right
me.
next to each other.
That was ick for me.
And then, because I put it on my
See?
I put it on my
This is what I'm
Instagram
saying.
stories, and everybody's like, "Oh, you wildin'."
Yes,
like you wildin'. Like, why are you putting that out there?
2 toilets.
And I'm like,
let's explain this. And
we can hold hands.
I'm gonna ask our guy to put up a picture of this too. It's basically 2 toilets that are side by side and they face each other. They're connected but face each other.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yes, yeah.
They're connected and face each other.
Yeah.
And my brother, because even when my brother saw it, he was like, "Don't make eye contact with me."
Yes.
Like that. So that is what he's talking about, and that was ick.
Yeah.
That was ick.
Yeah.
I could never.
That stuff. None that bothers me though.
Ick.
Yeah, that don't bother me.
Yeah, that's gross. See, but this is what I'm talking about.
I don't have any of that.
You love me just a little inch more because there's no way I would ever suggest anything like that.
It's like a whole pinky. My crooked pinky. It's my whole
It's not
crooked
a whole pinky. Be quiet. All right, weirdest habit you secretly love about each other?
Weirdest habit you secretly love about each other?
Weirdest habit I secretly love about you? Weirdest habit is that Issa is religious about brushing his teeth and flossing.
Okay.
He will not miss a night or a morning to brush his teeth and floss. And as crazy as it is, I mean, listen, there were times in our 20s where I'd be like, fuck you, I'm going to bed. Like, fuck that. And he'd be like, no, absolutely not. We are brushing our teeth.
I wake
and
up
we
out
are
of my sleep.
Yeah, you will wake up out of yours. He will fall asleep on the couch, wake up at 3 a.m. and brush his teeth. Like, it's like your one thing that is so weird that people do not do in the real world, but you do.
Well, the only thing I would say with you is the pillow thing. Like, it's the situating of the pillows every night. It's the same pillows.
Yeah.
You situate them.
I do.
Like they're new.
But you love that about me?
I love it because I think you make your bed comfortable.
Oh, I do.
I wish I had that same, habit of making myself comfortable, because I'll fall asleep anywhere.
I'll fluff your pillows.
Well, I love it about you, but I don't know if I want that.
Okay.
Like, I love it about you because I feel like you always trying to make yourself. That's something like I could be jealous and in love, but I feel like, man, she always like, you know how to like take care of yourself when it comes to when you're about to sleep. You don't get enough sleep.
I don't get enough sleep. But I do like to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I love to be comfortable.
When you're about to sleep though, yeah, you get into it.
I want to get into it.
Yeah.
One tradition you started together that you want to continue to pass on to your kids.
I try to show them how much I like kissing on you and stuff.
You do.
I do. Let the kids know. Kiss on your spouse.
They're always like, gross.
Kiss on your spouse. Let them
disgusting.
know. Let them know.
I think I've really enjoyed, and I just broke this the last Friday, so I can't really say that I'm an angel about it. But for the most parts, I love the tradition that we have of like usually Fridays are our family nights.
Yeah.
Like, we love watching movies with the kids, making it a whole thing. Like, we go all the way in with like popcorn, and we do like either takeout or like we just try and make it fun on Friday nights, because I like this idea that we've created of like, after the end of a week, you've worked, you've put in the time, you've done what you need to do. Now it's time to really like focus in on what's most important, family time, get in it with each other, have fun, relax, and like just kind of let your hair down. And I like that. So I hope that's something they pass on.
Me too. And the kissing part too.
Oh God. Here you go. If you can go back in time and give yourself or your partner relationship advice, what would it be?
Don't date anybody before me.
Oh wow. Just you. Okay.
Yeah, just me. Just wait for me.
This is what I would say. If I could go back in time and give my partner relationship advice. Wait a minute, before us? Is it before us, you think?
I thought that's what it said.
Huh.
Before us? Before me? Yeah.
Give you relationship advice before me? I don't know. I don't think I would give you any relationship advice before me. I think you've been pretty like good.
Thank you.
About it. You're a good guy.
I gave you the best advice too.
Yes, thank you. But you're a good guy.
I gave you the best advice too.
Yeah, well, things happen.
You should say that too.
Funniest.
Tell the people.
Funniest memory together.
I mean, we have a lot of those. So that's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because I do feel like,
We laugh a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But funniest memory together? Oof. That's a rough one. I will say the other day we were scrolling through pictures.
I mean, I have funny memories.
Of me?
Of you, but not to, yeah. I mean, well, my family's always funny. That time when you and my sister kind of like got into it.
Why are you bringing up stuff?
It was hilarious.
That is
I'm
not
sorry.
fun. That was not funny. That was very highly emotional.
Because it was emotional, but my family is very like, we laugh at everything. Like, we're the type of family where you fall down the stairs, break your leg. We be like, oh my God, he broke his leg, but he all right. We laugh and stuff like that, right? But it was funny because Lizzy and my sister, they were having like this little like funny spat, but then I think my sister didn't know that Lizzy knows how to jab back. And I think she wasn't used to that. My sister grew up with all boys, so she's used to like talking junk, you know what I'm saying, with the boys.
But I grew up with all boys too.
She did too, but like, when you like the person being inserted in the family, and this was her house. Yeah. So, and her mother's house. So it's like, she was like, she was talking and doing stuff. And then we all started laughing. And then, I mean, it was funny as hell.
It was not funny.
It was funny.
Because
they went at it.
Our idea of funny is very different. No, it was very uncomfortable.
Then they got emotional. They was crying. I was looking like they crying because they was literally like, y'all was cracking so many jokes. Well, you didn't cry.
I didn't cry.
But it was funny. Though.
But I will say that moment I feel like pushed us into a different phase of our relationship. Now she's one of like my closest friends. I love her to death. Like
for sure,
I'm so happy that I have her in my life.
You liked and loved her before that. It was just funny at the time.
No, we were, but it was like we had to go through stuff. And I think it's because we were similar age. We were young. We were like, I was coming into this family. She was the only girl really in this family. Like, at that, like who was that age, like the only. So
I mean, every time I think about it, it's hilarious.
We've come a long way.
Yes.
We've come a long way.
That's my funny moment.
That's not funny. That was the whole opposite of the question, but sure.
Oh, okay.
All right. Last thing. Favorite thing about being married to each other.
I just think I'll have a good life. Really. I mean, I'm just gonna have a good life with you. If I can keep it cool, I'm gonna have a good life. That's all. That's my favorite thing. I mean, you cool. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool mom.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
what I like.
Rep the
That's
brand.
the favorite thing I like. No, seriously.
The brand.
That's what it is. That's what I like. I think you're cool about just life and who you are. So yeah. I mean, I was not trying to rep the brand. I'm just keeping it real.
You're honest.
Yeah, I really wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
But that's how it came out.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think you're also very cool.
No, I'm not.
You are. You're very cool. I like the way you you're
We
very
both
grounded.
know I'm not.
No, I know you're you're a cornball, yes.
Yeah.
But like there is this cool thing about you. The world thinks you're cool though. Every freaking my God, every freaking person we meet or go around, oh my God, Issa's so cool. Issa's so cool. So the world thinks you're cool, and I think they think that because you're very grounded. You're very grounded. You have both feet on the ground at all times, and you are never. You really do, and your foundation system is so solid that no one and nothing can rock it. And I think that's what's been so great about our marriage, and about having you in my life. But I think the biggest thing that I will honestly say, I'm just happy that I'm married to my best friend. Yeah. I really am. Like, I feel like I can tell you anything and that you will either be supportive, or you would say that's the stupidest thing ever, or you'll tell me that's the greatest idea ever. I mean, you'll tell me I'm the smartest person in the room. You'll tell me, look, you got a lot to learn. Like you'll always give it to me 100. Yeah. And I think that's what I appreciate the most about our marriage. Yeah. All right. Last thing.
Oh.
Finish this sentence. Oh. This is what I do for all my guests.
Oh, okay.
Finish this sentence. Mm-hmm. Of course I'm a cool dad.
Of course I'm a cool dad.
You got this. Come on. What you make you a cool dad?
Blank.
Man, of course I'm a cool dad.
Wait, don't tell you. We always answer stuff for each other when the other person is looking like
come on then, go.
deer in headlights. Of course I'm a cool dad because I just ain't got it.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Of course I'm a cool dad. I'm speechless.
Okay. Sure. I don't know. I mean, that's a weird question to me.
All right, I'll answer it for you. Of course you're a cool dad. Mm-hmm. You always put your family first. Of course you're a cool dad because you walk into any room knowing that nothing can rock you. Of course you're a cool dad because you are just the coolest one out there.
Okay. That's why I said it's weird. It felt weird to me. I can't do weird. Sorry.
Bye.
I can't do weird.
Thank you for joining the Cool Mom Code podcast.
Thank you for having me. Okay. I'll be back.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Love you.
Love you too.